quick update for you. I wanted to demo the development site that I'm building for you. Sorry about if there's background noise. It's my daughter. She's in the room playing with some stuff. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I have what I've created on the on your test domain, rondobrovinsky.com, is basically a template website that I've kind of created from scratch, which we can fill in with your content and swap things around as needed. There's a number of pages I've created based on the information you sent, and basically I want to demo some of the content sections and then show you how the templating system works so that you can see how customizable it is and robust. So let's just jump right in. You can see on this demo landing page we have a video placeholder. I don't know if that's relevant to you. If you want to record a video to introduce yourself, that's fine. If not, we can replace that with an image or something else that's more suitable to your purposes. Again, different content sections. Moving down, I have a blog section. I have three test blog posts that I created. These sections can be reordered. The blog post section can be moved down, for example. Services as well. This again is just a demo of one way of arranging services on a website, for example. There's another way to do services. Here's another services section where you have alternating images and text with call to action buttons linking to the relevant service page. All images are placeholder images just from the internet that are unlicensed, or they're free to use. But I imagine we'll be replacing all of this stuff if this is something that you want to do. Another section at the bottom here, which is like two little info boxes with background images, and a footer with links and a call to action and your logo and stuff. So everything is fully mobile responsive. It collapses perfectly. All text will resize automatically. You can see that the heading text size, for example, increases fluidly from desktop to mobile. And that also applies to all spacings as well. All the various spacings around the site are fluidly adjusted to the size of the screen. So all the sections collapse down, images stack on top of each other and so forth. So pretty great system. Just wanted to show you that. The demo pages you can actually have a look around yourself, so I won't go into too much detail about it. About me page. This is all built on WordPress. Going forward, I just use WordPress. It's so easy. It's a great system, and it's so extensible, and it just works. Let's see, getting a little bit of slowdown here. Don't know what that is. One thing I wanted to show you is that this is the in the back end in the WordPress dashboard. We have a number of things in the automatic CSS. Now this is how I've coded this website, is to basically use an installable color palette, typography as well. This is where all the fluid settings for the basically the CSS framework for the website. So for example, if you wanted to change the colors on your website, it would be a simple matter of editing. For example, the primary color is this sort of aqua green. We could go ahead and change that color, and it would automatically change all the elements on the front of your site that had that color, which is pretty cool. So we have a primary value, an action value, a secondary value, an accent value, and a base value, and then finally like the black to white shades. Here's what that looks like. You have sort of a black to white with a medium, 50% medium gray. All of the colors have that basic format where you have the primary color and then you have a shade of light to dark within that color range. This is a very, very intelligent, very, very good way of doing colors on your website. Everything's stored as variables. So again, if you changed one color in the settings panel here, it would be reflected on the front of your site. So it's a very good way to, in the future, if you just decided you want to do different colors and have a different sort of feel to your website, you can go in here and edit this stuff and it would just automatically work. Same thing for buttons and links. All the buttons on your site are stored like in this. For example, link default, you can change the variable for the action color action buttons, the font weight of the buttons itself. Action buttons, for example, here's all the variable settings for that. So anything that's changed here in the primary button, for example, will be automatically configured on the front end of your site for your visitors, which is really, really cool. Also things like the border styling, if you wanted to go to square and not rounded borders, here's the button radius setting. I have it set to 0.3 EM, which is sort of a soft rounded button. If you wanted to go to sharp corners, you'd put that to 0, and that would you'd have sharp corner buttons. And so it's really, really good. That's a good system. What do we have? What else do we have? Nothing else that really, this box shadow. There's a bunch of other settings here that are just, excellent that I don't usually fiddle with too much, but everything can be adjusted in that way. Let's go back to the front of your site, and I'm just having connection problems right now, and I don't know why that is. I have internet access. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. I'll figure out what's going on there in a second. Let's do okay, I should sort that out. Okay, we've got, let's go back to the front of your site. How do you edit the content on your site? All the content has been produced using a very advanced and very good page builder called Bricks Builder. Let's show you what this looks like. I wouldn't normally most clients would not be very technical regarding websites, and I wouldn't normally give them, unless they were specifically requested, full access to the page builder. This is so that they can't mess things up. And again, most people are very clumsy with computers. Most of my clients would be small business. They'd be focused on running a small business, and they wouldn't be interested in doing this stuff. They'd come to me and they say, "Oh, can you change this?" And I say, "Sure." But if you're interested, this would be fine. I give you full access to the page builder. And again, I'm editing the home page here. So moving down through these content sections, I can literally click on any section of the website. This little heading here is an H3, it says services section, so I could go ahead and sort of add more text to that. You get the idea. All the elements can be changed in that manner. Here's a list item. Here's a list item with an icon. This column on the right hand side are all the elements in a sort of like Photoshop style content area. So if I wanted to change an icon, for example, that icon, here it is on the right hand side, I can go in and change that icon to moon, for example, and change the color of it and that sort of thing. I can do that all here. And again, with these colors, all these colors are pulled from the settings panel I showed you before. So we have our action colors, we have our primary colors, and so forth. So that is how it's all linked together, and as soon as you, that's why I don't add custom colors anywhere else. I always just use the colors that I have set in these folders, because that's how the magic works with the settings panel. A change in the settings panel means a change in the Bricks builder. It's all linked together. Very, very good. So anyway, you get the idea. You can click into an image, you can upload a new image here, standard WordPress stuff. I've got the sample images I uploaded there. So that's the Bricks builder. Yep, entire sections can be moved around in this manner. If I collapse these sections down, you can see what we have here. So the final section is this call to action section, echo. I could move that up, move that up above the other one, and there it is. I've just moved it up. So I'll undo that and put it back down. Oops, that didn't work. Move it back down below that. There we go. And that's back where it was. Okay, so if I wanted to save those changes, click save, and it's all done. You can preview on the front end of the website, and I can see everything, is exactly how I wanted it to be. All the other stuff is standard WordPress dashboard stuff, like the menu is edited in the appearance menus. There's all your menu items, and they can be dragged around, moved around, added more, etc., etc., etc. Is there anything else I want to show you at this time? Blog posts, everything else is standard. All your blog posts are in here. All your media is in the library. We can add folders into your library. Stock, images. And I could go and move those images into stock. Let's just select all and move those into stock images. There we go. When you have a lot of content on your site, I find this folder system very, very useful. You can have logos, for example, stored in a folder, stock images stored in a folder, blog images stored in a folder, and that just gives you very easy and fast access to these, categories of images that you have on your website. Very useful. Oh, let's actually show you the forms. You do have a form on your website that I use. Is it in teaching or coaching? Yes, here it is. So the coaching application I used based on the application, the form that you sent from one of the websites, the links that you sent along. And so this is the form. I have these placeholder text and various different types of fields. This is a number field. I cannot type text into that. I can only type numbers. We have a selection field for male, female, and email address and so forth. Pretty standard stuff. Check boxes and so on. So let's just see what that is. Module called Fluent Forms Pro. Very good form builder. Let's look at the coaching application. Okay, here's our form. I can click into any field. The name fields, for example, we have first name, last name. We have unselected middle name because it's not useful to us. If I wanted to make one of those fields mandatory or required, here's where I would do that. And all the fields are editable in that way. So email field is required, and it validates the email. We have a gender check radio input. Radio only allows you to select one and not multiple. And I have that as required, and in the advanced options I have the layout set to button type styles, which I think is a good styling for that input. And anyways, all the rest are editable in the same way. You can also drag and drop the elements above each other and below each other, and you can duplicate from here as well. So pretty good visual form builder. I find it very, very good. And in the end, let's see what these settings look like. For this form, we have a confirmation message, or I can forward them to a separate page on your website, which is sometimes good for conversions. If you're using a Facebook pixel or something, if you wanted to have someone land on a page after they fill out an opt-in form, that will fire a pixel, and that goes to your marketing, and they can see how many people have converted in the last week, etc., and you can optimize based on that, or to any custom URL. Okay, this is all styling stuff for the form, label alignment, that sort of thing. Very, very feature-rich form builder. Email notifications, again, we don't have anything set right now, but you'd have an admin notification email typically set to send to you. That's very customizable. If you wanted to create more email notifications, if you wanted to send one to the actual user, the visitor of your site, person who's filling out the form, you'd create another notification here, and you want to send to the email of the person who has filled out the form. And you can say anything you want. You can give them their data. You can do whatever you like there. Let's go back. Let's see, landing page. This is a thing that you can create a sort of a standalone form page, which is actually quite good. But if you wanted to embed the form standard, you weren't concerned with having its own page, then you don't have to worry about this. Marketing and CRM integrations is where things get pretty cool. If you have a MailChimp or some kind of other kind of email newsletter, you wanted to add people automatically who fill out a form to your newsletter, you would do that here. You have configure modules, lots and lots of modules you can add. The ones you'd be using would maybe be MailChimp. Lots of people use MailChimp. There's all kinds of other CRMs, Campaign Manager, GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, Platformly, Trello, all kinds of integrations that can be added to basically upgrade this form to integrate with your other platforms. Lots and lots of integrations here. HubSpot, Google Sheets is an interesting one. I've used this quite a lot. If you have people signing up for an event or something, it can automatically add submissions to a Google Sheet. Pretty good stuff. Salesforce. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, Telegram. I haven't used a lot of this stuff, but there's some good ones there. Float Forms PDF. I don't know what this is. Generate PDF from your form submissions. You can create PDF templates and download, send it via email too. That's pretty cool. That's a new thing. Haven't used it. Okay, I believe that pretty much is the demo. What we have is a placeholder website. And if you're interested in customizing this further, then we can talk about that. We'll need text and images and so forth. You are familiar with that process. I did actually use an AI to create this text, which is not great text actually, but it only takes a minute and you get copy for your website in a pretty easy way. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm sure you'll have questions. If you wanted to have a login for the demo site, you wanted to have a look around, that's fine. Just let me know what you're interested in doing. And I'll send you a link. Actually, you already have the link. It's your domain name, ron.brzezinski.com. At the moment, this domain has not been advertised anywhere. I don't think anyone's going to be able to find it unless you've sent the URL out. The website is configured to not advertise itself to Google yet. So I don't believe you're in any danger of people stumbling across your website. Okay, just let me know if you have any questions and come back to me with that stuff, and we'll talk. Okay, bye for now.